PowerPlus Mouthguard came to be when I was treating head and neck migraine pain patients. Comes to find out that if your jaw doesn't fit together correctly, it overworks your muscles. There was a correlation between jaw position and strength, and so I started to test that with various patients, and ultimately my son's football teams. I tested 2 high schools, and I went on to test these boys for strength and showed a 25% increase in strength. But what really changed the whole game was that for 6 years, the Catholic high school went on to win 5 state championships in that period of time. The public high school that my son was involved in, there were no concussions on either team for those 6 years. It just so happens that this discovery has made it so simple and affordable. There's no reason why you can't wear a $30 mouth guard to increase your strength, your balance, help you play better, and most of all, to mitigate those G-forces that come to the part of the skull that is not protected. And using physiologic jaw position, you can lower the G-forces delivered to the skull and the brain.
PowerPlus name came about because of the neuromuscular response that the mouthguard creates for the body in increasing its power, balance, and performance for anybody who wears it. Because of the ability for it to increase strength and performance, and that's where the power came up with, and by being able to reduce the concussive forces, that's where the plus came in. It increases your power, plus we have the concussive reduction forces that can be dissipated by having the jaw in the physiologic rest position.
Truly, before now, I didn't really know what actually a mouthpiece was designed for, other than to keep you from clinking your teeth together or biting your tongue. I had no idea that it was to align your jaw.
They were essentially invented back in 1950 by a Canadian doctor to prevent chipping of teeth, because professional football players and all the other football players had no face mask. Their teeth were being chipped, and this is what it was designed for. That technology has not changed in 67 years, other than colors. They put some holes in it. They've done some things to it. It has not done anything different other than prevent chipping teeth, period. It was absolutely time to make a change.
That's what we want to do, all right? Yes, sir. Let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Mouth guards, most people are familiar with, go on the upper arch. That is the stationary part of the skull. Nothing changes or moves on that. And the bite is determined by the mandible or the lower arch. So when you take a mouth guard and you flip it over and put it on the lower arch, then you can position it in your physiologic jaw position. And it's important to fit that appliance to each person to correct their physiologic discrepancy. I guess the poster child for us would be Wascom High School, who wore it and won state championships. Didn't wear it, had concussions, had a bad season. This year, they're back in doing well, have had no concussions this year.
The season that we did not use the PowerPlus, we lost 4 kids, 2 that were season-ending concussions, and obviously we contributed to the PowerPlus Mouthguard because, like I said, we've not had one since we've been using them. Obviously, we've competed a lot better than what we did last year. We have not had a concussion this season. Obviously a tremendous factor for us for not losing kids, and their performance level is a lot higher as well.
1, 2, 3, Moreno!
I watch what goes on in the field. I've got a certain comfort level. It's helped us, and I feel like it's a good piece of equipment. Our profession really owes it to our kids, to do whatever we can to keep them safe. There's no way to prevent concussions completely. We can manage that issue the best we can. I'll say this, that football in general, especially Texas high school football coaches, are educating themselves every day about how to prevent concussions, how to put our kids in a better place, whether it's preparing them physically or the equipment we put on them. And I'll also say that probably no other sport right now pays as much attention to the safety and preventing concussions than does football.
If we can't solve concussions for football, there's growing sentiment from especially the mothers out there. I don't want to put my kid in a sport that hurts them. We have had only 4 concussions out of over 2,000 athletes who've worn PowerPlus Mouthguard technology.
Down on the left, say, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. Hey, man, it's time to go to work, right?
And when they look at Joe Willis. They look at Whitney Keeling from Wascom, and they're hearing back from these coaches that nobody wearing the mouth guard is suffering a concussion or they're going concussion-free for the season. That's a pretty powerful statement to be made by these coaches. We make the claim, we reduce it, nobody can ever totally prevent it. But the numbers speak for themselves with the players that were using the mouth guard. They have to buy a mouth guard anyways. So why not utilize the latest technology that's out there that has been independently tested, independently proven, and medically patented?
My son was actually the quarterback on the second state championship team, but one of the things that he was able to do as being the quarterback, the mouth guard was on the lower part of his bite, so he was able to speak clearly. And that's a huge thing in athletics, is to be able to communicate.
Yeah, I got to be able to talk, especially with the mouthpiece in. It's just a lot easier on all of us. I can barely even feel it. I put it in and I talk with it basically the whole practice. It never comes out of my mouth. It's a really nice mouth guard. It's kept its shape really well. It's basically like a retainer for our teeth. It keeps great shape.
If you've ever gotten braces, like so you had to fit a retainer, so it's like really soft, and you just put it in, and it's just like, it just molds to your teeth, like it just like hugs your teeth. So all right, so we go to the huddle, right? And then our quarterback will say something, and then we will tell our receivers the same stuff, tell them what to run, stuff like that. And that's literally how it sounds. Like you can barely hear a difference from when I talk.
You have wide receivers, tight ends that can now yell and they understand what they're saying. People can communicate on the field, they absolutely love that, and they can breathe.
Functionality of the product really is where I started. Being able to keep it in the mouth while the play was going on, and it really started with the quarterbacks. And then the quarterbacks are the ones that came back to me and said they really liked it. So from there we expanded it. We started this last year, we expanded on to this year, made it available to all our kids in the program, which I think all of our kids right now are very satisfied with the product.
Physiologic rest position is the new mouth guard. All other mouth guards are obsolete and should not be worn. Why do it when you can improve everything about it by using physiologic jaw position? It opens up a 100% muscle function, puts your muscles in its relaxed position so there's no inflammation and no swelling. The nerve information goes out to every muscle fiber, and that's where you get increased strength and balance and performance.